Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog, and I'm actually recording this on one of the webcams I set up in my office for the various shows that we got planned for this year. Now, I'll tell you, we have had quite a gap for filming the vlog and for filming an awful lot on any of my channels, mainly because you would not believe the amount of work that's been going on here. The workload has been incredible. I've been working almost flat out on videos for Jen's channel and putting together extra stuff because we've just had so much going on. I've got a fun one for you today. I'm going to walk all the way through here because I'm basically holding this off as long as I can for the big surprise. I'm doing some filming work today, and let's have a look at what I'm filming. How cool is that? Very cool, I think you'll agree. It is an upside down railway. And for those of you who don't like that, there's a right way up railway as well.
Yes, something for everybody. So you might recognise this from Hornby, A Model World. And we're just going to do some filming now because I'm going to be away at a show and we need a promo video for the show.
And since that is the main revenue stream for the company, my company, I run my own company, for those of you who don't know, that has had to be our focus. We're trying to build up the other channels, but that's the one that's really taken off already, so that's what we had to focus on. So it's been a bit of a strange situation. I get a bit distracted. I've got on the screen just over here the monitor showing what's on this camera to make sure that I'm actually on screen. And it looks alright, doesn't it? We got this nice setup here. We've got all kinds of stuff. Can you see? Yeah, you can see Metroplex, the TARDIS. There's a little baby Yoda here. He's actually... Hello. He's crocheted baby Yoda and all kinds of stuff. This is going to be the focus of what I want to make a big thing once we have the time, and I'm hoping a couple of weeks' time, which will be the live shows that I want to do, the podcast that I want to do, the Hammercast as it is. We've had a few episodes of Hammercast. The best one, I think, has been when I interviewed Mickey Smith from the Mickey and Janie Twitch channel. I had a great time with that, and I think everyone enjoyed just how well we seem to get on when we're having a chat, which is always a good thing. So I enjoyed that, and that's going to keep going with the podcasts and things and live shows. But it's interesting because I had all these plans at the start of the year. Over Christmas and New Year, Jen and I were putting together all this stuff, and then we just got swamped. I talked to Jen about it as if it's like a treadmill. You just have to keep running and running just to stay in the same place. And that's how it's felt for both of us. We have been so stressed.
It's been so busy.
Yeah, it's just one of those annoyings.
I've had to be like doing loads of TV interviews and all.
Yeah, you've been all over the place. You were on Scottish television, and it wasn't for Crime Watch.
Yeah.
Have you seen this woman? Why not? Which is why there hasn't been much on this channel or on the Game Hammer channel. That's going to change though, because now the big deluge of work is kind of trickling back to something manageable. So hopefully from today we'll get the vlogs back, and it won't always just be me talking to the camera. Now, I have filmed a few little bits here and there. The moment I put the camera up, you fall over into a bush. What can I say? This is what I have to live with.
No, you don't have to, you get to.
So we're out and about today because Jen needed a blood test, and it turns out she's passed. She did actually have some blood.
Yeah,
did you revise for this test?
I did drink a pint of water beforehand just to make sure there was some moisture in there.
So she's been very, very brave today. Jen doesn't like needles and blood tests. I'm not sure who... Like, when the people say stuff like that, it's like, oh, I don't like needles. Like, I don't like blood tests. Like, what kind of person goes around going, oh, I get to have a blood test today, I really like them. I love it when someone shoves a sharp object into me and pulls part of my bodily fluids out. Like, who is this kind of person?
I like some kind of metal pipe that's really small being shoved into my
veins and removing some of my life force. Who are these weirdos, and why are everyone else treated like the exception to that? Because I've never met them.
I think it's a tangent, and you're currently hurtling off on it.
I was trying out a little bit of humour there for a routine.
So when's the punchline of this gag?
Thanks, Jen. Really appreciate the feedback.
Anytime.
But the biggest issue with filming little bits here and there is there wasn't enough to make a video because I only had time to film little bits, and of that, well, I didn't have the time to make those videos, and that's been a bit of an issue. So, hopefully, like I say, we're back to it now. What's been going on? Well, I bought an Oculus Rift. I had a bit of cash come together because I think I said on the Mickey Smith interview that I was saving up for an Oculus and I just got it. No, I said it on the Game Hammer Live that I'd been saving up for an Oculus, and then when I interviewed Mickey Smith, I mentioned that I'd bought one that day and it was still charging, so I hadn't really done much with it. I've had a fair bit of time to get into the Oculus now. And stop. Hell of a workout. My goodness, I love this game. We will have Game Hammer Daily, I should say, not Game Hammer Live. Getting confused with my own shows. I'm going to have some Game Hammer Daily reviews of some Oculus Quest games, because I've been having a lot of fun with the boxing, which exhausts me when I get the time to do it. It's a really good exercise, proper aerobic exercise. The Beat Saber, which I have to say is what sold me on the Oculus Quest 2, and also was it E-Club Golf or something like that? Started out just doing a little bit of mini golf on it, and then had a look at the main golf courses. There's 2 of them at the moment, and wow, it's an experience. Even my dad has enjoyed playing that. My dad and I both love a bit of golf. It's the reason we've both got Wiis in our living rooms, because we love Wii golf. It's just how it is. So I've been playing with that, and it's a lot of fun. Like a lot of the news outlets said, there's a lot of harassment in the chat rooms. Yeah, the first time I went into one of the virtual hangouts, I got swamped by men. I blocked all of them. I haven't had a problem since. It's almost as if the moment that you log into these things, a bunch of really creepy pervs come over and go, "Hey, I'm Cockmaster 5000. You're going to want to block me because I don't take no for an answer. This is my friend, the Dongmeister. He is pretty much the same, and you'll want to block him too because he's even worse than I am. Seriously, sometimes I look at what he's doing and think, dude, that's too far. And I'm saying that. That's the kind of welcome you get if you're a woman online. It's very annoying. And virtual reality is very weird, and they're creepy. So, blocked a load of those guys, and everything was fine after that. I've had a great time, but I understand why a lot of women are put off with it, because unless you're going in prepared for that, it's a little bit weird. But that's not everything. Most of the experience I've had is pretty damn good. Talking of good experiences, have you seen Star Trek Picard yet? Jen and I watched that yesterday, not long after it had come out on Amazon Prime, a few hours after we settled in and got some snacks together and some drinks and watched it. And right from the start, I was blown away. Last season, Star Trek Picard Series 1, it felt a little bit disjointed. It felt like a show that didn't know what it was trying to do. It was trying to bring back Picard, explain what had happened in the time that had elapsed since we last saw him, and this, that, and the other. But it didn't really feel like it came together right until the end. Well, this season has opened strong. It's great. Straight away, there's action. Straight away, it's like, what's going on? If I had to give a criticism, there's a few jumps here and there where I'm not sure that it was handled quite right, because I wasn't entirely sure what was going on. Like, why are we seeing this bit now instead of seeing that bit of that? It's like that kind of thing. I could follow the plot, just I didn't understand why we were seeing this bit at this point. That kind of thing. So, a little bit of the flow is not quite right, but the rest of it, I think, oh my goodness, I enjoyed so much of it. And I turned to Jen after it finished and just went, wow. And she looked at me and went, yeah. So I'm looking forward to episode 2. I need to see it now. Please give it to me now. Also, the way they've done Q, the Q's introduction is just perfect. The de-aging process, both of us just went, whoa. And Jen actually went, have they de-aged him? It was that good that she wasn't sure. Now that is good, because we look at special effects all the time. I mean, we both make projects like this. So when we're taken in by it, that's a sign of quality, because we notice this crap. Let's put it that way. The Mandalorian still hasn't quite got it as good as they've got it with Q just there. So good. Right, what else is there? Well, that's a big major thing. I've been enjoying Series 4 Star Trek Discovery when I get the chance to see it. I've still got an episode I haven't seen. So that's been a lot of fun. And speaking of a lot of fun, I'm working on a Star Trek fan film, a second one. The Question Trek team are putting together another film. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I won't spoil anything, but you will want to watch it because, yeah, things happen. Let's put it that way. I was very, very happy. So what else has been going on? The main thing, aside from work, has been that I have been picking up a few more titles for the collection. Now, Patrick did send a few things over. He found a cassette of Popeye 3. He did send the inlay for this last time in his big collection of stuff. So we've got the game now. So all I've got to do is find a cassette case to put that and the inlay in. Also, he found the cassette for the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles World Tour, which is cool, because I'm going to enjoy that. The expansion disc for Hero Quest, Return of the Witch King, which is very cool. Sorry, Return of the Witch Lord. So I'm looking forward to that. I have been enjoying Hero Quest on the CPC. And also, Micro Graphics Pack, Easy Art, Killipede, and Panda Sprites. Now, Panda is an interesting thing because that's what the Oliver twins used to make the graphics for Dizzy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this is about and how you can use it, because that would be cool. But that's not all. They also sent 2 Atari games. Crystal Castle's one of the best Atari games, really good, and Battlezone, which is an excellent game as well. So that's very nice, and this is my first time actually holding an Atari cartridge since I was a kid, because I used to play Combat and a little bit of Ghostbusters on a friend's Atari 2600. Now I've got to find an Atari 2600 that works, because I need to put that together. It is a bit of an impetus to add to the museum collection. We are so close to being able to start thinking about funding and location and things like that for the museum. It has come together so well. I am so happy, guys. Back when I started my collection of PS2 stuff, all of this, I was saying it'll be about 7 to 10 years before we could make the progress on the museum. Well, that's been about 4 years now, so I think we're on schedule. We might even be slightly ahead of schedule, so the museum, that's going to be cool. And I may actually be able to open it before I'm 50, which would be very cool. After I was sent that PSP by Bernard, which was very nice, I thought, well, I'm going to have to look around and see what's available on PSP. Is there anything I really want? Well, Daxter. I didn't know about this until I saw it in CEX for a couple of quid. So I thought, well, I've got to have that. And now it's in my PSP. I've been playing a fair amount of this. This is actually a lot of fun. Nice, good, proper 3D platformer. Excellent. But that's not all. I've got a selection of games here, so let's go through them. First of all, Final Armada, which is actually really good. This is an interesting game. It's 3D combat. It's very interesting. Bit ground-based, but you can also float and hover and things like that. So if you've ever done the ground missions on Halo, that's kind of what this feels like. It's actually very interesting. It's rather cool. Raiden 3. This let's put it this way. When I had the money together for the Oculus Quest, I had a bit more together than I needed for the Oculus Quest that I wanted, so I also plumped for a very, very expensive PS2 game. Is it worth the £100 and odd that you have to pay for this? I would say no game is worth £100 and odd, but is it a good game? Yes. If you get the chance to play Raiden 3, whether it's the PS2 version, the arcade original version, or whatever, play it. It's a really, really good, top-notch, vertically scrolling shooter. Excellent game. Had a lot of fun with that, especially if you play it on an arcade stick. Arcade sticks are the way forward. Picked this one up because it finally came in. I had an alert on CEX's website for them coming in. This is great. Been playing a lot of Pac-Man, Bosconian, Raiden 3 and things like that on it. And, like them so much, I picked up a Master System one as well, a Master System arcade stick. Not quite enamoured with this big lump on the top. I understand why it's there, it's a good grip, but it makes it a bit weird, and also the controls a little bit mushy. So it does work. I've been playing Sonic 2 on the Master System using it, and if I can control Sonic 2, yeah, it's probably going to be alright for most games, but it's a weird idea for having the big gripper on the top. I would have gone for like a ball like this one has, or even just a solid stick. That would have worked as well. What's this motion? I don't know. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. What else have we picked up? Yu Yu Hakusho, is it? Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. Interesting cel-shaded 3D fighter. A bit slow, a bit like Virtua Fighter, funnily enough. That's what it kept making me think of. It's actually quite good. There's a mini-game which is something to do with hexagonal cards. I'm assuming that's the original card game that the anime is trying to sell kids. That's based on an anime. Yeah, it's alright. PTO 4, Pacific Theatre of Operations 4. World War II, very intense strategic combat simulator. You're given instructions to things via an overhead view, and then you go further in for a tactical view, and you give instructions to your fleets and your aircraft and your marines and things like that, and your soldiers. It's all very tactical, very interesting. Feels a lot like a cross between Risk and Medieval Total War. Very interesting game. If you like that sort of strategic combat game, you'll like that. I was actually taken in, played it for quite a bit of time, enjoyed it. Zapper One Wicked Cricket. This has been something that was on my radar for a very, very long time because I thought it would be an interesting 3D platformer. And it kind of is, but you don't control it in the way that you would expect. You don't have free control over where Zapper moves. He moves in character jumps on a grid. It's an invisible grid, but it's there. And it's really interesting. I actually quite like it. It feels an awful lot like Frogger Beyond, which I didn't expect. But it's a lot of fun, and I really did enjoy it when I was playing it. So I can highly recommend that, especially since it's about £2 in CEX at the moment. Get a copy of this, guys. It's really good. Final one, for the moment anyway, Agent Hugo Robo Rumble. And that is quite a mouthful. Agent Hugo Robo Rumble. A French character from French Kids TV, from what I can tell. Interesting game. Quite different to what I was expecting. Again, I thought it would be some sort of 3D action platformer, but it's not. At least the parts that I did. He's on a he's on a hoverboard, and it's kind of 3D platform, but also kind of like a Wipeout style racing game. It's an odd combination. It's actually quite interesting, and I'm going to have to do a Game Hammer daily review of it because you'll have to see this thing to really understand what I'm talking about here. It's odd. It had kind of Star Wars Episode 1 racer feel to it. It's that weird. But that's not all, because I think my little nephew is going to appreciate the next bit. This is a Vtech Surestart Elite, and it's like a little learning computer. I picked this up for two reasons. One, I'm going to send it to my little nephew. And two, I'm going to do a Game Hammer Daily review on it, because it's interesting. It looks quite interactive. It looks like something that I could do a day's game on for a review. And then he'll get a lot of fun out of it. I think that'll be worth it. But I saw it in the shop and thought, well, that's perfect for him. And I could get a video out of it. So that's what we're going to do. But it seems to have an expansion port on the side. As if there are extra softwares. I'll have to look into it before I do the review. But yeah, I think when I send this over to him, he's going to find a lot of fun. But even that's not the end of it. Because remember, I think it was Christmas, Sir Patrick Furlong sent me a Sonic game for the Leapster. Well, I managed to track one down for a £5 online with some games. So we've got a Leapster here. It's in a nice blue carry case. It's a ridiculously bright pink machine. It's bigger and heavier than I expected. I thought it was going to be something like a chunky Game Boy Advance. And it kind of is a chunky Game Boy Advance, but it's more chunky than I expected. It's a learning computer, but it's portable, and it came with 3 games. So we've got Dora the Explorer, Animal Rescuer. Interesting game. Disney Princess Enchanted Learning. It's very much a learning computer, as you can tell. And Ratatouille, which I tried playing and still haven't got to the interactive part. It's just like weird. It's a lot of very low resolution animated film. And it's odd. So I'm assuming there is like game in it somewhere and it's going to teach you something, but I haven't got to that part yet. So that's quite interesting. And that in and of itself will make a nice display piece in the museum when we eventually do that. So that's everything. You're caught up now. Hopefully I'll be able to get this edited and uploaded today before the evening, so you'll see that the same day I'm doing this. This is Sunday. And we'll be back to daily vlogs, and it won't just be me talking to a camera. We'll actually get to do some vlog stuff. So that'll be nice. Okay, we're all caught up. Hopefully, with the computer having been on for a while, it won't have been doing the weird jump lag bit that sometimes happens with using the webcam to record. We'll see how it goes from there. And as you can see, we've got the setup now, so we're going to be doing live shows and all sorts on the Game Hammer channel. That'll be nice, and I might even be able to get to some stand-up comedy, because everything's starting to open up again. And I've left it a little bit because I knew there was lots of work coming up at the end of last year, and then I got swamped at the start of this year. But I will be getting out to the stand-up circuit for open mic nights, and we'll see how it goes from there. That'll be cool. I'll tell you about it if I am able to get out to some of these. If you're in the area, you can pop in and see. Right, guys, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.